on end, discoloration of the complexion, crying out, "Oh, pleasure of my life, oh Krishna," with faltering words and so forth. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti goes on to state that while one may object that it is not fitting for a woman to love anyone other than her husband, here the husbands themselves point out that they are gurus only in imitation of the Supreme Lord, who is Jagat Guru, the universal teacher and spiritual master. The husbands noted that the women, having perfected the transcendental attachment for Krishna, did not leave even a trace of attachment left for home, husband, children, and so forth. Pleasure of my life, O Krishna, with faltering words and so forth. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti. Mataji, you have to put it on mute. State that while one may object that it is not fitting for a woman to love anyone other than her husband, here the husbands themselves point out that they are gurus only in imitation of the Supreme Lord, who is Jagat Guru, the universal teacher and spiritual master. The husband. No, you haven't, Mataji. That the women, having perfect. I am able to hear my own. You haven't put yourself on mute. Did not leave even a trace of attachment left for home, husband, children, and so forth. Of my life, oh Krishna, with faltering words and so forth. You have to go to Zoom and then do it. No, not yet. No, I still. You're not. I don't see the thingy on you. Let me see if I can mute you. I can't mute. The universal teacher and spiritual master. The husband, no, you haven't, Mataji. And that the women having perfect. I am able to hear my own. You haven't put yourself on mute. Did not leave even a trace of attachment left for home, husband, children, and so forth. Of my life, oh Krishna, with faltering words and so forth. You have to go to Zoom. Yes, perfect. The husbands noted that the women, having perfected the transcendental attachment of for Krishna, did not even have a trace attachment left for home, husband, children, and so forth. Therefore, from that day on, the husbands accepted their ladies as their worshipable spiritual masters and no longer thought of them as their wives or property. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्तस्य ज्ञानञ्जन शलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्दे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 मुखम करोति वाचालं पंगुलंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातं वन्दे श्री गुरुदीनतं वंशकल्पं भावनेमे वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. So now we see that the Brahmanas are mentioning, this is a very important verse, Dig Janmanas Trivad Yat, Dig Vratam, Dig Bhujanyaatam, Dig Kulam, Dig Kriya Daksham, Vimukhe Ye Tav Adokshache. To hell with our threefold birth, vow, celibacy, and our extensive learning. Okay. Janma Aishwarya Shruti Shri Bhi, Queen Kunti Maharani mentions in Bhagavatam that because of high birth, high birth, high knowledge, high beauty and wealth, it becomes an obstacle in bhakti. Why? Because there is no need to actually desperately call for the mercy of the Lord. And over here we can see the same thing, that the Brahmanas are mentioning the same point over here. Because of their aristocratic birth, because of their vow, celibacy, they had become proud. Yes. And because of that, they could not figure out that what was the real purpose of doing all this. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. The intensity to serve Krishna, the desire to serve Krishna was lost. They had forgotten that even though they are in Vrindavan, even though, it's going all around, but they are still not a part of that pastime. Why? Because of this issue. Yes. Everything is useless if one is ignorant of the absolute truth, the Supreme Lord. So that's why Niyam Agra and Niyam Agra both are actually rejected. Dharma projita kaitavatra nirmat saranam sata. All cheating religions are rejected by Bhagavatam. What is a cheating religion? Which do not invoke, do not produce, do not have that effect of Krishna consciousness. Yes, all those activities are rejected. Rupa Goswami mentions this point that you accept whatever is favorable for Krishna consciousness and reject which is unfavorable. Now the issue shows up that how do we know what is favorable and not? Yes, that's why we have to have the understanding from the spiritual master. Yes. And that's why Srila Prabhupada has extensively given his purport so that he brings us back to the point again and again that it is not about us. It's not about the ritual. It's not about, whether we want to reject the ritual or accept the ritual. Yes. It's not about whether I am able to do it or not. It's about Krishna. It's about his pleasure. So we can see that there are so many rules and regulations which are to be followed, correct? Like there might be the regulative principle, this and that. But it is, why is it there? Because Krishna likes it that way. Yes. Sometimes we forget that it's not about we being the devotee. It's about he being the enjoyer. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. He is the actual enjoyer of everything. So then, even the vow of celibacy, the extensive learning is for his pleasure. Yes, when we read Shastra, when we are reading Bhagavatam, when we are understanding, trying to get understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam, is in line to please Krishna. Yes, it's not a matter of fact that I have all the information and now we become a guru. Yes, Haldar Maharaj was mentioning this point these days because it's all about gaining more and more. If you go to a workplace, the more you know, yes, the more you know, the more successful you are. It is as simple as that. It's like if I start forgetting what I did yesterday, then they do not think that you're that great of a employee. You have to know what is happening here, there, and everywhere. And if you know everything, then obviously you're perfect, that you are the greatest of the greatest. You know how the markets work, you know how, even the tiny person does anything in the company, you know everything. Then obviously you're the greatest of all because you have information. And that's why we have such a big thrust on, having data or data analytics and everybody moving into, oh, what does it mean? What does it mean? How can you analyze this data and this and all? It's because after you have that information is power, influence. Yes. Once you have the information on how the markets work, this and that, and how, everything is working in you are the most valuable person. You will gain so much influence, so much power. People are going to bow down to you. Yes. They're going to be jealous, envious, all of these things. You're going to have a big house, this, that, so much property. Is because you have this information, extensive learning. Yes. But this extensive learning over here, which the Brahmana is all about this, knowing about the universe, this and that, how things work, astrology, blah, blah, blah. I know so much, and that can creep into our bhakti also. Usually when we see Instagram or YouTube, there's like, oh, the 10 secret steps, do you know about this katha of Krishna? Do you know about this thing about Srimati Radharani? This happened and that. Oh, you don't know about this? You're still a beginner. You don't know about this, right? So all of these aspects, yes, if it is meant to nourish Krishna consciousness, then that's another thing. But usually is because if we know more, I have more influence. If I give a nice lecture, I have more influence. If I give a nice, if I do nice dressing, I have the influence, you know. So power, prestige, and status, it is very difficult to give up. Yes, a person who's addicted, like all these actors and actresses, they're addicted to how they look and how they are. Yes. It's not as if they are, getting dressed so that the Lord is going to think so nice about them. No, they're getting dressed for themselves. And because of that attachment, later in life, they have all the money, they have everything, but they start losing their beauty. And then you have all these Botox treatments, this and that, but they cannot look the same how they used to look like 30 years back. And that's a big blow to the whole ego, to the mind, and it is a big and big suffering. Yes, old age, people who are attached to the body, it just becomes a playground for suffering. Yes. Why? Now you don't have influence through your beauty anymore. Yes. You don't have influence over it because you are high birth. Now, because you do not have money, people are not going to respect you. Yes. And because of all this, then it all becomes distracting in Krishna consciousness. So one might say that I know so many things, you have to do like this, you have to do that, and this and that. In one hand, yes, that is not important. Why? Because it's not about that. It's about samsiddhir haritoshanam. It's about pleasing Krishna. But then the question arises, how do we please Krishna, right? The same Shastras give Hari Bhakti Vilas and all of these aspects, they give what Krishna likes. Yes, what Krishna likes. Like, let's say for Shaligram worship, Krishna likes to be bathed with the 16 upcharas. Yes, but he doesn't want you to give anything except that. It's like you cannot give bhoga with onion and garlic. You cannot give bhoga with, meat in it. Why? Because Krishna doesn't simply like it, you know. He likes it a particular way. Yes, if we are ignorant about it, that's another thing. But to maintain, how should I say, maintain that ignorance, even though you know it's wrong, then it becomes a problem. Yes, then it becomes a problem. Why? Then is it about the worship? No, it's about me. How I want to do the worship now. It's not about how the Lord will like it. So it's very fine tuning. These aspects of Bhagavatam are not just on the external, that now we have worn a kanthi and a tilak, now we live in the temple, or we are a part of the temple, or we are a part of this and that committee and all of this. It's not about that, you know. How much we are pleasing Krishna, it's about that. And because of all these points, because we are conditioned and habituated to control and enjoy, you know, it naturally pops up here and there. And it naturally pops up here and there. How it has to be done and what has to be done. Now somebody is performing a yajna. There are some rules to be followed. Why? It's not because, because I can show off that, oh, I am such and such quality. No, it is because Krishna just likes it that way. In deity worship also, Krishna likes it that way. And that's why we do them. It's not about the rule, but it's about Krishna getting pleased with the rule. Yes. One might say, or mother might say that, I love you, Krishna. I love the child so much. And she just says it, but she will do whatever she wants. She'll clean the child whenever she wants, rather than when the child wants to be cleaned. Yes. Yes. Newborn babies, they make a mess every few hours. Yes. Now that mother will, no, no, I gave birth to you. I love you so much. Now I will only clean you once a day because that's how much I love you. Let's say twice. Now I'm loving you, two times more. But no, it's not about you. It's not about the mother. She doesn't make it about herself. She thinks that, oh, whenever the child needs, I have to do it. It's about the child. Is it about the rule? No, but the rule is manifested naturally. Yes, this aspect is very much forgotten because on one hand, you don't focus on the rules, and the other hand, you focus too much on the rules. But there's a middle path, which is Krishna consciousness. Yes, we chant Hare Krishna, that's why we can do anything and everything. No, that's not what Krishna is saying. Yes, Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi chanting Hare Krishna. He's not saying that I will do whatever I want. No, he's not going out there and behaving like, how should I say? There was this past time when Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Vallabh Gardens, the women, I, I, I think there was a pastime going on how one of the women was like Krishna and they were actually performing that Leela. And Mahaprabhu seeing that becomes so enticed. It's because it's Krishna. It's not about the man or a woman. He's above that. So he's running towards, he's running towards them, left, right, center. And he's about to, like embrace. And Ramananda Rai stops him. Now one might say that, oh, it's the supreme person, he can do whatever he wants. Agreed. But in the role of a sannyasi, Ramananda Rai is thinking about the Lord. The Lord is not thinking about himself. Now one may say, oh, so what? No, it's not about the rule we chant Hare. No, Mahaprabhu is chanting Hare Krishna. You know, he's still following the etiquette, you know. And then Rama, oh yeah, Mahaprabhu is like, oh, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't be doing all this. Thank you, Rama, you saved my life today. He didn't say that, oh, you useless idiot, you know who I am, and you're telling me what to follow and what not to follow. Yes. So there are things which are, there are rules and regular duties are given in the worship, in this and that, and we follow them properly. Why? Because the Lord likes it that way. Yes, the Lord likes it. If I'm not clean, I haven't taken a bath, I should not go and touch the Lord. No, no, but how can you say that I've chanted Hare Krishna and now it's my thing, it's my right and everything? No, it's not about you. Yes, it's about the Lord. All these rules and regulations, it is said that, a Raganuga Sadhaka Bhakta, he doesn't follow the rules. He just follows the mood. Yes, that's what it is mentioned. Yes, Rupa Goswami mentioned this point. So now he doesn't have to get up for Mangalarti. That's a rule. He doesn't have to get up for Mangalarti. No. Raganuga Sadhaka is much more inclined to get up. Why? Because it's not about him. It's about his desire to see Krishna in the morning. It's because Krishna likes it that way. And I want to do everything what Krishna likes. I know my spiritual master likes it that way. So then I will perform it that way, you know. And sometimes, yes, there might be an issue and that's why it is very strictly, no, if you don't do this, you'll go to hell. Those rules are made so that we do not do what we shouldn't be doing. But the higher thing is that, no, you're doing it because Krishna likes it now. Why worship Tulsi Mara? No, no, because of the oxygen and this and that, and then the wood, this and that, and then you wear this because this and that. No, it's because Krishna simply likes it. He likes it that way. Now, if we can't do it, like for me, so many things I can't do. I don't do rather. And even though I know I should be doing them, it's very difficult. And then this and that. But then you don't develop an attachment saying that, oh, I chant Hare Krishna and everything is fine. No, it's that I am not at that level where I can follow it. Yes, there are hundreds of things to be followed in deity worship. I cannot follow them because I am not at that level, you know. But if somebody else, no, 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 they are all useless idiots because they are so attached to the rules. And no, they are doing it. If they're doing it for Krishna consciousness, for the pleasure of the Lord, then that's perfect. But if they are not, if they have an attachment to the rules, then that's also wrong. Yes. But that does not mean that he needs to give that up. No, he needs to change his attitude. Yes. Like Prabhupada mentioned, or somebody mentioned, that there's only one path. It's towards Krishna or away from Krishna. It's like it does not matter which religion you are in, you know. It's only one path. Yes, either towards or away. Yes. The only thing is that some are close to Krishna, like they say that, you're born in India and everything and all that stuff. And then you got the rules and things got perfectly. But because you do not have the right attitude, the right philosophy, that's why you're closer to Krishna, but you're looking away from Krishna. Yes. And one who is not born in such a family and everything, and they're coming from different backgrounds, and now they're taking it seriously in Krishna, but they're not able to follow the rules as perfectly. But at least they're looking towards Krishna, so they'll make much more greater progress. Yes. So it depends on where we are having our attitude, uh, attachment. Is it to pleasing Krishna or is it to please ourselves through all these rules of Krishna consciousness? If I follow these rules, I'll get the respect, I'll get this, I'll get that, and then I'm a senior devotee, and then I can do whatever I want. I got all the things, and this is the aim of life. Yes. I will learn these tunes and this and that, or I will learn this dressing and all. I'll learn this pujas and archana and all. Why? Because then I will get to enjoy more. Yes. Yes. Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Both have to be given up. Otherwise, one might think that no, no, but see that person, he has everything and still he's going on continuing to chant Hare Krishna. Yeah. But the thing is that it's not an external process. It's an internal process. If all these things mattered, then the Smarta Brahmanas would have been perfect devotees. but they are not. They are not devotees at all, you know. And somebody coming from those backgrounds, it's difficult for them to give it up, give up that attitude. And somebody coming from a background like who I'm not, I have never followed any rules and all. So it's difficult to follow all these rules. But then both are wrong. Yes. So that's why one has to be very careful in understanding that, yes, even though the Brahmana is saying the hell with all these vows of celibacy, extensive learning, aristocratic background, it is the aspect that it is not used in Krishna's service. Yes, everything is useless if one is ignorant of the absolute truth. And on the other hand, the Brahmana's wives, they are kind of lower, according to what the aristocratic scene is. But they are much higher. Why? Because they worship Krishna with whatever they have, you know. And that's why it is meant to just see the unlimited love these women have developed for Krishna. How did they develop that? Yes, is because, oh, pleasure of my life, oh Krishna, with faltering words, Their 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 desire was to please Krishna. Yes, yes. Here the husbands themselves point out that they are gurus only in the limitation, only in imitation of the Supreme Lord, the universal teacher. The husbands noted that the women, having perfected the transcendental attachment for Krishna, yes, did not have any trace of anything else. So that is very important, the transcendental attachment. And what is the transcendental attachment? Following Guru Gauranga. Why? Because by following them, because they have perfected their lives, and they are in perfection in following their Guru and Krishna. Yes, their Guru and Gauranga. So that's what they're trying to tell us. That, hey, Baba, you do it this way, you will come to the platform where you will have pure devotional service. Don't do this, don't do that. No, no, but Maharaj, I have to do this. No, I have to have an exception. I am different, this and that. There is time, place, and circumstance. But that does not mean that, the ideal thing ever changes. Yes. Some ideas might be different in detail, but principle remains the same, that you have to give up everything for Krishna, whether it's externally or internally. Internally, definitely. Whether you give externally or not, that's a different issue. Yes, but internal detachment has to be there. And how do we develop that? By practicing whatever is given to us. Yes. And through all of this, one day it is very close that you have this kind of a feeling upon returning. The lady showed transcendental ecstatic symptoms such as trembling of the body, shedding of tears, standing of the bodily hairs on end, discoloration of the complexion, crying out, "Oh, pleasure of my life, oh Krishna," with faltering words and so forth. It's not like the surgeons you put something in your eyes, or it's not like the famous professional kirtaniers. It's like, oh, you have to, produce. Yeah, that's good somewhere, but it's not transcendental yet. When a wife or a husband, they have the separation with their wife and husband, then you can see it's not transcendental, you know. It is just attachment to that feeling. It has nothing to do with transcendence. Yes, the same thing goes with devotees who have not perfected yet. It is still not transcendental enough to call it transcendental attachment, like it's like saying that, um, how should we say that? That it's like, oh, I do, let's say I'm doing, let's say gardening, I do once a year. Yes, once a year. Then I cannot be called a gardener. Yes, I am into gardening once a year. That I can say. But let's say if somebody says that I am a software engineer, then yes, I am a software engineer. Why? Because that's day in, day out, you have to do all those things. So you can say that. So then you have that title kind of a thing. But can I have a title of a gardener? No, I cannot. It doesn't make sense. Want to be gardener? Yes. That's why we have aspiring devotees, still in the process of becoming devotees. Why? Not there yet. So that's why Ruchi Asakti, we might have little here and there. 10 rupees is also money. $10 is also money, but it's not nowhere compared to $1 million. right? So that's the stage of ruchi. When you have $1 million and it's $10, then you are, yeah, bhajan, anartha nivritti and all that stuff. And so we agree to that and then move on. But to have that ego that, I am having $50,000 in reality, you just have $10. And that's something we have to be very careful about. Yes. Yes, that's why these things cannot be produced automatically. Maharaj was saying it cannot be attained. It's given when the Guru is happy. It's about the Guru's mission. It's about Srila Prabhupada and it's about Krishna. It's nowhere related to us. We are infinitesimally small. Who cares? In the end, no one cares. The thing is that only Krishna, it's about Krishna, and then we should care about what Krishna wants. Yes. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Pro, for covering. Very nice class. Very good points. Thank you.
You take care, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.